Hello everyone, this is Amit Latigra. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how can we print several patterns on screen. To begin with, I want to print a pattern like I will ask user to enter a number of rows. If user is entering 5 as number of rows, then I want to print pattern like this, starting with 5 asterisk in first line, then 4 in second, 3 in third, 2 in fourth, and finally 1. In another one, what I want to do, I want to print pattern like 5 asterisk in one line, then 4 in second, then 3 in third, then 2 in fourth, and 1 in fifth. Here also number of rows are 5. So here it is left aligned, here it is the right aligned. And one more pattern, if user is entering 5, I want to put asterisk like this on screen. So basically, I want to have 3 patterns in this program. Here also it is right align, but in first row, I'm going to keep 1 asterisk, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, while here it is in reverse order. So let's begin with the very first form. This one, I'll ask user to enter number of rows, 5. How many in first row? I want to iterate now in reverse order, like 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. And then based on my number here, if I'm starting with 5, then I want to print 5 asterisk on screen, as simple as this. So we are having one appropriate flowchart, which I've explained in my previous videos. What we need to do here is we need to ask user to enter the number of row. What change here we require is instead of 1, we need to start with the given number of rows. So it is no longer 1, but we want to start with the largest number, and then we need to decrease its value by 1. Basically, we need to iterate a loop, but in reverse order. So here my condition is for row, it is as simple as is my row is greater than or equivalent to 1. If true, then how many columns? So columns, it iterates in this way. For example, here in input, user is entering 3. So value of row is 3. So here 3 is greater than or equivalent to 1. That is true. So 3 times I want to print asterisk on screen. So column, we need to initialize it with 1, but 3 times. 3 times meaning value is same as row. So is column is less than or equivalent to row. This is my condition. We need to increase the value of column by 1, but here we are starting with 3, then we want to make it 2, we want to make it 1, eventually 0. So here instead of plus, we need to decrease the value. Row is equal to row minus 1. So let's check how it works. 3 is greater than 1, condition is true, value of column is 1, condition here is 1 is less than or equivalent to 3. Again, it is true, print asterisk on screen. Column plus 1, so 2 less than or equivalent to 3, true, one more asterisk on screen. Column plus 1, so next value is 3, 3 is less than or equivalent to 3, it is true, one more time asterisk on screen. Column plus 1, so value is 4 now, 4 is less than or equivalent to 3, it is false. False meaning we are decreasing value of row from 3, which is the initial value. Initial value of row is 3. So what exactly we require is 2 now. So 2 is greater than or equivalent to 1. Still it is true. column is equal to 1. So we are resetting value of column to 1, initializing again. And here now this condition looks like my column value is 1, which is less than or equivalent to row value, which is 2 at this point of time. So it is going to print asterisk on screen, column plus 1. So next time it becomes 2, column plus 1. So next time it is 3. And 3 is less than or equal to 2, false. Row value, we are decreasing it to 1. 1 is greater than or equivalent to 1, true. We are initializing value of column to 1 again. And here the condition is 1 is less than or equivalent to 1, true. We are already moving to the new line. So in new line, it is going to print asterisk, column plus 1, it becomes 2. 2 less than or equivalent to 1, it is false. As it is false, value of row, we are decreasing it by 1. Row is equal to row minus 1. So now it is 0. 0 is greater than or equivalent to 1. It is false and stops. So this kind of pattern will get as an out. So let's check it in Python program. This is my Python program. Let's take number of rows from the user is nr. Then we require one loop for row. So in range, but here I want to start now with the total number of rows, that is nr. I want to go up to 1 and with decrement is -1. So this is my loop. 0 is not included here. 0 is not included here. So if number of rows user is entering 3, then it starts with 3 -1. So 2 -1. So 1. 0 is not considered here. We are going in reverse order. And then we require column. So column in range start with 1 up to row. So I need to have row plus 1. Finally, printing asterisk on screen. So print asterisk. At end, I don't want to do anything, blank. And value of column and row, it is going to adjust automatically. Here it is -1. And here by default, it is adding 1. This we are going in reverse order. This is in forward order. And let's check what is happening. But I need to go to the new line once we finish the particular row. So let's check what kind of output we are having. Number of rows, let me enter 5. So this is what the output exactly what we expected. If we want to keep blank spaces in between, then there are two ways. Either after printing asterisk, we can put blank space, or at end one blank space. Both are similar one. And let's check output now. So it looks like this. Number of rows 10. So it starts with 10 and it ends at 1. So out of these 3 patterns, I explained the very first one. Now, what about the second one? This is a bit tricky. I want to print pattern like this. If user is entering 3, for example, then it looks like first row has 3, then second has 2, and last one is 1. But let's put it in a matrix form for understanding purpose. So it looks like this. So how we need to produce it is we are proceeding with the very first row. I need to print 3 asterisk like this. Then I need to move to the next line. In beginning, I want to put one blank space because this is a blank space. This blank space I am mentioning as B. After blank space, I want to put asterisk 2 times. Again, I want to move to the new line. In new line, I need 2 blank spaces to fill the space and 1 asterisk. So as end user, directly we are not able to see any blank spaces, but we can fill it a presence on screen. And in output, because of this blank space, my matrix looks like this. Pattern looks like this rather. So how it works? There are several ways to complete this kind of process. I'm showing one of the several ways. Let's consider how many blank spaces we require in very first row. So here we require 0 blank space. Here we require, I'm talking about blank spaces. Here we require 1 blank space. Here we require 2 blank spaces. So how many number of rows? Currently I'm here beginning with it looks like row number 1, but its number I'm starting with 3, then 2, then 1. Something like this, 3, 2 and 1 in terms of asterisk, how many we need to print. In terms of blank spaces, here we require 0, here we require 1, here we require 2. Row number wise, this is row number 1, 2 and 3. So it looks like this. As I explained, this 3 number of asterisk, basically we are taking based on a row, we are taking it in reverse order, starting with the total number of rows. We are decreasing its value by 1. And in this way, we are moving like 3, 2 and 1. So if we analyze how many asterisks we want, 3. And we are starting with 3. So 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. It's nothing but how many blank spaces we require. How many total number of rows we are having? 3. This is total number of rows. In which row number I am? I'm starting with 3, then 2. So 3 minus 2. So it is 1. So we require 1 blank space. Similar way here, total number of rows 3 minus currently we are 3 to 1. Row number is 1. So 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. So here we require 0 blank spaces and 3 asterisk. Here we require 1 blank space and 2 asterisk. Here we require 2 blank spaces, 1 asterisk. Meaning we require loop in such a way that one outer loop to proceed with rows like we are having, one loop to print asterisk. Before printing asterisk, another loop to print blank spaces. Another loop for blank spaces, meaning let me show you here in program. This is my loop for printing asterisk. Likewise, we require one more loop as I copied the same one to print blank spaces. So once we finish the blank spaces, then we can proceed with printing of asterisk. So as I explained here, here's 0 blank space. How we are concluding it as a 0? Because we need to start with how many blank spaces that we need to start with? Total number of rows minus in which row we are. Meaning, if we start with 1, total number of rows we are having in this variable, that is nr, minus in which row number we are, and these values we are getting from this row variable. So here it looks like nr minus row. This one is not included, meaning let's check it for say this one, my third row where row number is 1. So value of row is 1 here. It starts with 1. Total number of row is 3 we are having. That is 3 minus, here it is 3 minus row number is 1. 3 minus 1. So it comes 2. So we require 2 blank spaces. So it starts with 1. We require 2 blank spaces. So here 2 is not included. So either we need to start with 0, or as we did it in previous program, let's add 1 to this by considering the last number in a row. Then we need to print this asterisk, and we need to print the blank space and asterisk all together. So this is the program. Let's clear the screen and let's check output, how it works. Let me keep 5. And this is what exactly what we require as an output. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And this is the program. As I explained, first we are printing the blank spaces, then we are printing the asterisk. So this is my second pattern for this program. And let's have one more, that is our last pattern. What here we require is in first row I need 1 asterisk. In second row I need 2 asterisk. In third row I need 3 asterisk. In fourth row I need 4 asterisk, and so on. So here we are going in forwarding manner. This is my row number 1, row number 2, row number 3, and row number 4. And these all are blank spaces. Here we require 1, 2, and 3 blank spaces, then asterisk. 1, 2 blank spaces, 2 asterisk, 1 blank space, 3 asterisk, and so on. So here also we require similar kind of logic. Let's first print without any blank space, going in forward manner, starting with 1 up to number of rows plus 1, because we need to include the last digit as well. And then starting with 1, whatever row number we are printing the asterisk. So let's execute with 5. So this is what we are getting as an output. It is left aligned. Let's make it right aligned, meaning we need to put appropriate blank spaces. So we require one more loop for blank spaces. So now here what the logic says, total number of rows, meaning NR, is 4. This 1, 2, 3, 4 is my row number. So here I need 3 blank spaces. So how it comes? Total number of rows minus row number. 4 minus 1. So 3. So here we need 3 blank spaces. Here 4 minus, we are at row 2. 2 blank spaces. 4 minus 3, we need 1 blank space. Finally, 4 minus 4, we need 0 blank space. So how we can achieve this in our Python program? We need to start with 1, of course. How we can get how many blank spaces we require? Total number of row minus current row number, and it should be inclusive. As it should be inclusive plus 1. As we are starting our loop with 1, if we are starting with 0, then we no need to add 1 at end. Let's check output number of rows 5, and this is what output which we are expecting. Let's consider number of rows 8, and this is what the expected output. And this is our Python program. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I explained 3 different patterns by incorporating the blank spaces in between. Thanks for watching this video. Have a good time ahead.